Do you know how to find a successful partner that you can grow with? Hey, Jason here, and if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me through my journeys of Joe Bird, walking around showing you the beauty of this place. And most importantly, you've been seeing my videos where I'm talking about success, how to reach success, and why it's important to get it. And so you also may have also been seeing lately, I've been posting a lot of videos of Cece. And one of the reasons I've been posting these videos is because I want you to start seeing how Jason developed into the person he was. And it was because Cece and I, we were doing a lot of time studying together, a lot of professional development, and a lot of developing who we are. One of the things, like I say now, I am self-made, meaning I've designed myself to be who I am today, and today I'm designing myself how I want to be tomorrow. And you should start doing that also. And the key to doing it is by practicing success, which is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. Now, most people worthy ideal is to get them, find someone that they can fall in love with, get married, all of that. However, no one teaches us how to do that. And this is where most of us fall short on finding that partner. And so before I tell you how you can start finding the right person, I want to still show you first what not to do. Because if you can relate to these two things and really internalize it, you can really start changing your life and start changing the prospects of the people that you're finding. The first thing is online dating. Now, Cece and I, 12 or 13 years ago, we met online. At that time, I was just getting out of the military, transitioning back into civilian life. She was a full-time college student and working full-time also. So in those times, you didn't have much free time to go and find a person. And most importantly, like neither one of us were club people or going out drinking the bars. So we didn't go to those places, and that's where most people were meeting people back then. And so if you were one of the people that got on online dating when it first started coming out before it was popular, like you was able to find real genuine connections on there, because it was usually people who were business professionals or people who had goals in their life and they were trying to aspire to be something else. And so now that time has changed. Online dating is not what it used to be. And I remember the day I realized it changed and it was never going to go back. My middle brother, who passed away a few years ago, I remember when he told me he was like on this dating site. And I was like, oh man, everything's changed. I was like, this is horrible if he's on there. Me and CC, we were just laughing about it because we was just like, yeah, things are not the same as it used to be. And anybody who's watching this who knew my middle brother, even if you're friends, family, or his kids, you knew one thing about him: he was a hoe. And I mean that out of love. He was a great person. However, he was a hoe, and he liked women a lot. He wasn't the monogamous type or the type to really do things the right way. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, now online dating has transitioned to something completely different. It's nothing like it used to be. Now, I would say about 80 to 85% of the people fall into one of these three categories: either prostitute, fuck boy, or they're just a straight scammer. And you have to be real cautious with online dating now. So, like personally, I do not recommend it. Even if it's a paid for site, you're going to find those three type of people. It doesn't matter what country you're in or what language you speak, what your religion is. That's just what it is now. The online scene has just evolved to something a little bit more dirty. And now you want to start finding people more in person so you can get to understand their habits. The second thing that you want to be aware of before you start looking for a person is, what is your social class? Now, most people, when they hear social class, they're thinking rich and poor. That's not social class. You can go to rich areas. Like there's a area here in Johannesburg I do not like personally. I don't even think I filmed there yet, and it's a nice mall and everything. However, it's not what people, if you really look inside of it, it's not great people there. There's people there that, I remember I was in one of the grocery stores just buying something, and there were literally people just walking around with grocery carts just to try to find a guy with money. And then I saw guys there just flashing money because they just got paid just to look for chicks. Like, if you're here in Johannesburg, you most likely know the area I'm talking about without speaking about it. But it's just a bunch of fake people, and that's supposed to be one of the more upscale areas. And you can go to some of the more poor neighborhoods, poor areas, you find real, genuine people, and you find people with money. Like me living here in CBD area, A lot of people think like, oh, it's poor, oh, it's this, there's nothing here. In this building along where I'm staying, there's very good financially well off people here. Let me just be completely honest with you. And that's the thing about, we have to understand our social class. And social class isn't rich and poor. And one of the ways you can start understanding your social class is look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with. What are the habits that they do? Do they drink a lot? Do they curse a lot? Are they, going through men or women a lot? If you see me from my videos, you see I don't hang around a lot of people. You mainly only see me with Paulie because we have very similar life goals and perspectives on life. And you don't see us out here chasing women all day. Like, you have to be very cautious of the people that you hang around with because the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. And also, if you're around a bunch of single people who are critical of men or women, the odds are you're not going to ever find a good man or woman hanging around those people. I saw this a lot in Colombia, especially in Medellin, like guys just beating and bashing on women all the time. Oh, these women ain't this, these women ain't that. And when you start looking at their habits, they're just getting drunk every day. They're looking for prostitutes every day. And they had nothing of value to offer a woman of value. And so you have to start being cautious of your social class that you're hanging around with, because we can change our social classes and we have the right to change our social class whenever we want to. And so knocking those 2 out of the way, where can you actually find good people and how do you find them? One of the things you need to do is, once you figured out your social class, you need to go outside of that. Go outside of your pattern or your habits. One of the things, like I like to tell people, if you're used to just going to one area all the time, go to a different area. Go to a different restaurant. Go do something different. If you're a person who don't like to read books, go to a place and read a book and see what type of people will start attracting you. One of the things like, where's my book? Right here. I read a lot of self-development books. And usually I can tell the caliber of a woman if she's approaching me and asking me about the book that I'm reading. And that lets me know if I'm interested in a person right off back, because I'm knowing, okay, where is their mindset at? Where are their goals at? Where do they want to be in life? Like, you don't want to settle for somebody who has no dreams and ambition in life. If someone's comfortable, how comfortable is that going to really make you in life? Most of us want to achieve goals and dreams and, advance in life. Just to give you an example, like for me, I'm a person who loves to travel. Like I tell people, I'm a true nomad. Even though I spend years in places at a time, I will continue traveling the world. So if a person come up to me and be like, hey, I never want to travel. I don't like doing this. I just want to sit here and be in my home all the time. We're not a match. We're not in vibration. We're not in harmony at all, because I am not going to sit in a house. I'm not going to just sit in one country and be content with that. And so you have to start asking yourself these things too. And then the second thing you want to start doing is change your mindset. Change the wording that you use. A lot of times I'll have a woman that's maybe interested in me or something, and they don't realize they're speaking so negative, it's a turnoff. Like when someone's just complaining all day long, you don't want to hear that. Like, life is shitty enough for all of us. All of us have struggles. All of us been through pains. All of us have stuff going on in our everyday life. You don't want a man or a woman bringing more pressure, more dumb shit to your life. Just be honest about it. And it's okay to say, hey, this ain't a match. And that leads into the third thing. Start understanding what you want in life, what you want in your life, not in a partner, what you want in your life. Because as you know more and more about what you want in your life, you'll start seeing those type of people are attracted to you, and you'll start repelling the people away from you right away. Like I tell people, I'm not a drinker. I don't want people who drink in my life. And if you saw the video where Prince Paulie was performing in the club, and he's one of the artists that I'm managing here, it was really funny because it was a young lady in there. She was interested in me, blah, blah, blah. And like, if you know me, and I'll be very honest, I don't like clubs. The only reason I was there because I was there as his manager, meaning I was taking notes, seeing how was his performance, seeing things that we could tweak, and also understanding as a whole, like what venues we need to start getting him in. And this young lady, she was drinking, I don't know what you call it here in South Africa, but in the US we call it 40 ounces, those big bottles, the big bottles. And she wasn't even drinking it out of a cup. She was just drinking it straight out of the bottle. And I was just like, there's no chance in hell I would ever talk to you, because that is not a type of person that I want near me or around my life. And so you have to start being objective on who you want in your life, what you want for your life, and don't settle. Like, that's the biggest key most people biggest problem most people make in a relationship. They're starting to settle because they're thinking like, oh well, time is passing. Time is on your side. You just have to keep putting the energy out there and keep focusing on what you want. The more you focus on, the closer the things that you want will come to you. And so I hope you got some value from this. I'm gonna be giving a little bit more, talking more about relationship. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna help American guys who may be coming here, because if you're coming here, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, there's a lot of great women here in South Africa, very beautiful women here, beautiful women all over the world, no matter where you go. But here, it's weird, man. Coming coming from different culture and coming into here, it's weird. So I'm gonna explain some of those things tomorrow. And I've been learning this thing from Prince Polly. He been schooling me, because he'd be like, "Yo, man, she was interesting." I'm like, "Really? I thought she was gay." And I'm gonna give more details about some of those things, just to talk about my personal experience since I've been here. But have a great day. It's a nice, beautiful, rainy day here in Joburg. I'm about to go get a haircut. As you can see, I'm looking a little rough, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.